Naya. Welcome back to Naya Reads Smiles. Hello everybody! Okay, so I got more books. Is anybody surprised? I don't think so. Today I have part 1 of my June book haul. Yes, I am dividing this video into 2 parts only because I have quite a few books I have received this month. I almost always get a ton of books during the summer, mainly because publishing companies release a lot of books during the summer. So I received a lot of promotional packages and just new summer releases, some October releases as well. I also have some book boxes to unbox, so today's just gonna be a combination of a bunch of different stuff that I got in the mail. So without further ado, let us get into this video. Today's video is in paid promotion with Disney Book Group for the release of book number 4 in the Descendants series, Escape from the Isle of the Lost by Melissa De La Cruz. Now, if the Descendants sounds familiar to you, it is because there are 2 movies out right now on Disney Channel. Escape from the Isle of the Lost is book number 4, but there are 3 books that came before them, so I'm gonna try and say this in order, okay? First book is The Isle of the Lost. Second book is Return to the Isle of the Lost. Third book is Rise of the Isle of the Lost. The entire Descendants series actually follows the children of evil villains. So all the Disney villains, Cruella de Vil, the Evil Queen, Maleficent, Jafar, we follow all of their children as they wreak havoc. The first book is about these children, and the story of it is that 20 years ago, all the evil villains were banished to an island, and there was a curse or a sort of spell that was put over that island to keep all the villains from coming back to the kingdom of Ardon, where basically all the good characters, all the heroes live. But there is a key called the Dragon's Eye that the characters in the first book hunt for, because this key will allow them to escape the island. If you're a fan of the movies, I believe there's 2 movies out now and there should be a 3rd one coming out this summer. The entire Descendants series follows the same storyline as the movie and actually gives you more detail and more backstory to all of the characters. In the 4th book, all of our evil characters from the first book have changed a lot. Definitely check out the Descendants series and definitely check out the 4th book that is out right now. I will include a link to the newest book down below. So the next package I just opened and I am freaking out. Okay, I have been waiting to open this package. I don't know if you can see this little sticker on here, but it says do not open until June 4th, 2019. So as soon as I saw that, of course, I was like, I'm opening it now. But by the time you guys are watching this, it'll hopefully be June 4th, so I won't get in trouble for showing this to you. Oh my god! Guys, see this? Are you seeing? Are you processing what I'm processing right now? Ghosts of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare. You guys, this is Cassandra Clare's newest book. Thank you so much to Simon & Schuster. This is like my most highly anticipated, well, one of my most highly anticipated books for this summer. I don't even know where to begin to describe this book. If you haven't read any of the Mortal Instruments series, any of the Infernal Devices series, any of the books in the Dark Artifices series, you're gonna have to go way back to the beginning, at least read the Dark Artifices. There might be spoilers in this book for the Mortal Instruments series as well, but just read all of Cassandra Clare's other like 22 books and then come and read this one. For everyone who is a diehard Cassandra Clare fan, you know what's up. You know we have been waiting for this book. I am so excited. The next package I have here is from Macmillan, and I am not sure what this one is. Oh my god, okay, so this is Taryn Mathura's newest book, The Chosen, and I have heard a ton about this book. If you don't know, Taryn Mathura wrote the Inquisitor series. I think that's what the first book is called. I read it way back in like 2015, so please excuse my memory. I'm actually really excited about this book. So from what I know, it follows our main character who gets transported to another world. Teenagers have been disappearing for a long time and no one really knows why. There's just these like unclosed cases until one day Cade disappears himself and he finds himself transported to another realm that has like dinosaurs and magic and all this crazy stuff. Super excited about this one. It's supposed to be a brand new trilogy, so this is the first book in that trilogy. I know I just put in a book outlet order, but I ended up putting in the second order that I forgot. Okay, I didn't forget, that's a lie. But I put in the second order. I saw some books that looked really cool and they were all like $3, $4. If you guys don't know, I am a vlogger friend with book outlets, so I'll include a link in the description that'll take you to my page so you guys can see all of these books that I'll be sharing with you today. The first book I have here is by an author who I didn't read her first book, but I watched the TV show adaptation and was just mind blown. That book was Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right. I know I broke the rules and I watched the show before reading the book, but I promise I'm gonna go back and read it. This is another one of her books. I'm not sure if this came out before or after Big Little Lies. 9 Perfect Strangers. And you guys, when I read the synopsis for this, my mind was just like... Stephen King actually blurbed this book and he said funny and scary. Those are my 2 favorite things. So this book follows 9 people who have traveled to this sort of health resort. Some people are there to lose weight, some people are there to like reboot their lives, some people are there just because they need to escape the problems of their world. Every character has their own reasons for being at this resort, and from what I'm getting, it's like a sort of remote resort kind of out in the woods. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. They're there for 10 days. But as the days pass, things start getting strange, start questioning the person who owns the resort, this kind of mysterious man that is the one hosting this whole retreat. I'm gonna guess this book ends up taking a sort of dark turn and I don't know what's gonna happen, but if it's anything like Big Little Lies, I am so freaking excited for it. Okay, the next book I have here is a sci-fi novel, of course, Arkwright by Alan Steele. Now this book, I saw the little Wall Street Journal blurb of it and I was very intrigued. It's the most optimistically extrovert sci-fi novel to appear for many years and it lifts the heart like bugles in the morning. Unlike most of the sci-fi novels I read where it follows a group of astronauts or something like that go and explore outer space and find some alien monster that tries to kill everybody, this is a more true to science space exploration novel. We're following a group of characters that work for the Arkwright Foundation, which is this foundation that is dedicated to trying to find a planet similar to Earth that we can colonize. So this is less of a thriller sci-fi novel and more of a genuine, you know, what would happen if we did find a planet and we could colonize it? Like, what would that look like? What would the process be like? A little outside of what I normally read when it comes to sci-fi, so again, kind of dipping my toes in new genres. I have here, I just have to thank you guys for letting me know that there was a 3rd book in this book series, because for the longest time I thought this was a duology series. I recently made a video called Amazing Books That I Want You to Read, and 2 of the books on that list was Shipbreaker and The Drowned Cities by Paolo Bacigalupi, and that was kind of a sci-fi slash fantasy slash like a little bit of everything book series. You guys told me that there was actually a 3rd book that I had no idea existed, okay? And I have been a fan of this series since I was like 13 years old. For 7 years I thought it was a duology, but turns out there's a 3rd book, Tool of War. Now I'm not sure if it picks up where the 2nd book left off or it's kind of following a different group of characters like the other 2 books are. Regardless, I'm super excited for it. If you can see, there's like a dinosaur Raptosaurus thing kind of coming out of a steel sheet, so I'm guessing this one has more of these mutated animals that were in the 1st book. The last book that I picked up from Book Outlet, I am low-key mad at myself because I had no idea this was actually the 2nd book in a series. I know I'm not the only one who's done this before, but the synopsis made it sound like it was a 1st book in a series. The Ship Beyond Time by Heidi Helen. 1st book in this series is The Girl from Everywhere. Girl from Everywhere follows our main character who is living on her father's time-traveling ship. Now what sold me with this book was that it takes place in a pre-colonized Hawaii, where I'm from. It goes from New York to Hawaii and just everywhere. It blends time travel with fantasy, with mythology. I'm hoping there's some Hawaiian mythology in there as well. The book is described as having a multicultural cast, which I'm really excited about. Again, I'm hoping there is a Hawaiian main character because I need one. The 2nd book picks up where the 1st book left off, which I'm not going to tell you because, again, I was totally spoiled, but I'm still going to go back and read the 1st book. The last package that I have here to open today is my May, no, is this my May or June? This is either the May or June Scribbler box. I'm not sure which one it is because I got it like at the end of May. I don't know, monthly subscription box for aspiring writers. So they have a bunch of different stuff. Usually it's 1 book and then different writing related things. One of my favorite book boxes of all times, just because I have used absolutely everything that they've sent to me. And the package is always super bright and colorful and it's just like getting a little Christmas present in the middle of the year. This thing in here is a little postcard and on the back is a writing prompt. I filled out the other 3 that I have and they're just so fun to do. Yes! And the next thing in here is my favorite thing. They almost always include a snack. So there's old-fashioned lemon drops. I don't know if you guys can see this. The next thing in here is a writing passport, which is a little passport of just writing advice, and this one is for writing contemporary. I have one for writing suspense and one for developing voice in a novel. Another notebook, you guys, they pick the best notebooks. So loading ideas. Next thing in here is a book, and there's actually two books in here. Writer to Writer by Gail Carson Levine. This is a writing advice book that just talks about the writing process and things like that. Super cute, and the cover is just so adorable. There is a little pin and it says "Right, You're Wrong," I believe, and it has a skull with a little pencil. Colorful envelope in here that's super cute, and it says "Letter to My Future Self" in the corner. Also a little pencil and a sticker. Of course, another little writer magic envelope. These usually have like a little invitation to some sort of online writing thing. Last thing in here is a book, and it is The Secrets of Clouds by Allison Richmond. This book follows a boy named Yuri who was born with a rare health condition that has isolated him from other students. He ends up getting a new teacher named Maggie who is just really passionate and ends up helping him, and they have this just incredible connection, and Yuri ends up giving the teacher a totally new perspective in life and just helping her tremendously. Sort of just incredible teacher-student relationship ends up forming. I love heartwarming books like this. These are all the books I have to share with you today in this part 1. There will be a part 2 coming very soon. Next time, keep reading, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!